Hey there, deep fat fans. We are currently in the process of upgrading our studio setup, which means that in the interim, we're downgraded a little bit as we're trying to work out various
camera
bugs
issues
and
audio
glitches
issues
and all kinds of stupid fucking horse shit.
You could give them a peek at us. You could get, for the guy that makes the thing, there's a guy that's doing like every shot of me from every episode.
Yeah,
you gotta
here you
give
go.
him one. Here's how I look today, guy. The problem with this is that if we leave this up for longer than a couple
I'll
of
just
seconds,
leave it up until they see the issue, and then
it'll happen. They'll see what's going on.
it'll happen soon enough. And
we should probably also tell them too that we're recording this on New Year's Eve, and we live in the South, so neighbors are setting off crazy fireworks. So if it sounds like there's a war going on, just let it fit the aesthetic of the show. Thank you. Quality entertainment. Please continue. Yes, this riff is. Follow this one all the way to the logical end.
It's like a 70s video game, like a 70s arcade game.
It's like an Atari game, dude.
What if the camera just works?
I don't know.
Like, what if it doesn't fuck up?
It's definitely gonna fuck up. I mean,
maybe if we're just judicious with it, like switch it off and let it rest.
It just needed a moment to rest. So whenever it fucks up, we'll know it needs another minute to rest, and then we can move on from there.
Do you guys feel a sense of chagrin here at the start of the episode at the fact that all the people that watch us are all getting drunk, partying, getting blowjobs from their girlfriends?
There it goes. There it goes. Good old fucking camera right there. How about that?
See how?
Oh, you're a nice little camera, aren't you?
So no cameras tonight.
Fuck that shit.
You're a lovable little camera, aren't you?
You lovable little scampy fucking piece of
I
shit.
just want to pinch your little dimply cheeks.
And check you out. The little camera just doesn't want to work. God bless his fucking soul.
I'm just curious how close it is to Pennywise.
Like I said, TJ, our fans right now, at this moment, are partying.
Yep.
They're partying with their friends. They're eating big, like where we go to a party and they got a big bowl.
Our
of
fans
Are you talking about our fans?
Yeah, our fans are in their dank, disgusting bedrooms.
No, they've all got their fucking dicks in the mouth of their hot girlfriend.
They've got their dicks hanging out of their fucking tighty whities and like dried cum flakes on their belly that they were too lazy to fucking scrape off.
Wow, what do you think of our
takeout
fans,
boxes
TJ?
and pizza boxes strewn about?
Yeah, they're probably sleeping on a fucking pile of pizza boxes where the bed used to be.
They are partying like gents right now, like true cocksmen. I believe it.
All right, well, let us know in the comments who's more accurate. Which one are you? Are you partying and getting drunk and getting your dick sucked by your cousin at a fucking pool party or
dude,
whatever
should
the
old
fuck?
acquaintance be forgot, dude, or not? That's what we're
Or
asking.
are you a sad sack alone in your bedroom somewhere just fucking hating your miserable existence? Because I bet you're that second guy or second gal.
Yeah, dude. Are you getting the old acquaintance or are you not getting any old acquaintance? That's what I want to know.
Can I just bitch for a second about the concept of New Year's?
Sure.
Because I don't celebrate it. This year I am, but under protest.
Why?
Because my fucking stepdad just fucking calls and just guilt trips the shit. He literally said this to me. You know what he said to me?
What?
You know what he said?
What did he say?
What
to
did Steve say to
He
you?
didn't even say it to me. I guess he said it to Chelsea. But it was to us.
Right. It's meant to get to you.
Right.
Through her.
It's to both of us. He's like, yeah, you guys don't got to come if you don't want to, but I'll just fucking kill myself, I guess.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm like, what? You breaking out the kill yourself card? What the shit?
Damn. I guess you have to go if he's going to kill himself.
Yeah, there's suicide being threatened and shit here. So I got to go there. And I got to get drunk and I got to pretend I'm enjoying myself. But you know what? Every year I see the same fucking shit. At the end of every new year, people are like, man, fuck 2013, dude. 2014's gonna be the year.
Yeah.
And every year it's the same shit. Man, fuck 20.
Yeah.
It's every year people on Twitter like, man, fuck that last year, dude.
Yeah.
But this next year, and then some people go the more cynical route, like fuck this year and fuck this next year coming up.
So Paul.
Yeah.
And then some people are like full of shit where they're like, 2018 was a great year for me personally, you guys. I see a lot of negativity, but honestly, I had a great year. And it's like, fuck you. You know what? Fuck all you people. There's no such thing as a fucking year. There's just the fucking continuum of time. One day is no different than the next. 1 year is no different than the fucking next. It's just a big old shit sandwich, and every day is just another bite, and fuck you. That's how I feel. I don't give a shit. Oh, it's 2019. Oh, things are different now. No, they're not. Nothing changes. The world keeps chugging right along.
I'm sad to hear this.
I'm noticing that even with this up, there's like this flicker occasionally going on.
Well, turn off the cameras.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think they're still doing their thing. They cycled again.
Would you say there's a difference between 2018 and 1918?
Yeah, I'm just going to go here and like disable.
Yeah, just disable these bitches.
So, TJ, is there a difference between 2018 and 1918?
What's that, Scotty?
Is there a difference?
What's this smart ass bullshit you're trying to pull? What is it?
Is there a difference between 2018 and the year 1918?
Yeah. There's a difference between those 2 years. Yeah.
Well, that just proves what you're saying wrong.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No.
It does prove what you're saying wrong.
No.
What you just said is there's no change, there's no difference.
There isn't.
Dude.
Okay.
There is a difference.
All right, so let's say, okay, so it's like,
isn't the second law of thermodynamics that there's going to be more disorder?
okay,
more
so
chaos?
it's different.
So entropy is
okay. So it's
occurring.
every day is marginally different because a few new things have happened on any given day. Mm-hmm. And yeah, over time, those changes can accrue into some sort of significant, noticeable change. But from day to day, there ain't shit.
But that's still that.
Unless,
but that's the path of time.
Unless
flow that's necessary for those changes to occur.
You know what,
dude?
Let me ask you a question. If you are, what's the bigger difference between today, the end of 2018, and tomorrow, the beginning of 2019, or some random day like June 7th when the aliens make contact and say they're going to share their technology with us? What's the bigger fucking change? The calendar date shifts and everything looks exactly the same and nothing is noticeably different in any way, shape, or form? Or is it defined by some actual fucking event that happens that changes the world?
The calendar is not arbitrary.
Calendar's arbitrary shit, bitch.
It's not arbitrary.
It's arbitrary shit.
No, it's not.
It's arbitrary shit. Paul, you were trying to say something before we so rudely interrupted you.
No. This is actually off topic, but what are the chances that you have OBS open as well? Because the cameras are still on and cycling.
I don't know, dude. OBS, I'll just unplug the fucking things. OBS is not open. Nothing else is open.
Well, look, because that ring comes on the camera when it's fucking recording something. Yeah. So there's some program on this. That's why we're getting this problem. Something else is asking for
They're getting
cameras.
unplugged. They're fuck them.
Yeah, kill them. Unplug the goddamn things. There you go. There you go. Now it's dead. Oh, Jesus. Hopefully none of that was needed.
Camera's dead. No, those both the cameras are unfucked. Well, wait, why is this one still showing power then?
See?
So that might have been something else I unplugged just now.
See? You done
Damn,
fucked up.
TJ,
Just unplug it from the back. It's one of those.
Yeah, go ahead. Unplug it.
Pull that. There you go.
You little rapscallion.
I don't know what the fuck else I unplugged. Hopefully it was nothing important. Shit.
Yep.
So the argument you're making is that
Hold on one second.
the TJ Tech Support Show.
Ba-da-ba-da.
Tech Support with TJ. TJ, what's today's latest driver issue or problem? Or is it a hardware issue today, TJ?
Whatever,
People wanna
dude.
know.
You know we've been fucking doing shit to this up. You know what that was? That was the Stream Deck that got
okay.
unplugged, I think.
Well, there you go.
Stream Deck, dude.
So whatever, fuck that. But then what got replugged just now?
The Stream Deck.
No, because it's not working.
Oh.
I don't know what's going
TJ.
on. Just fuck it, whatever. Just get through this fucking show one way or another, hell or high water. I'm probably gonna find out at the end that none of this is even being recorded. It doesn't even fucking matter.
Don't even say it.
Nothing really
Test. Testing. Woo. Okay. Well, I mean, it seems like it is. I don't know.
All right. Fuck it.
Hopefully it is. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't care anymore.
Forth.
Who gives a shit? It's still doing that shit. I don't know what's going on.
All right.
Who gives a shit?
I don't even know.
You know what?
The
transmission is being blocked by the fucking government, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to that.
Wow, dude. We're under government attack.
Is it because you were talking about the war of, what is it, 1988?
Yeah. And then no one wants to fucking even acknowledge that war happened. You know? And it's like, we're just going to sweep it under the rug forever. You know what?
Hey, TD, you know what? How about a pretty big change from 1987 to 1988? Pretty big change there, wasn't it, bitch?
There was.
Checkmate, faggot.
There was a change that year. Wow.
Wow.
But you know what? You know what? I think we need to get the truth out there. Fuck the schedule we have now.
Uh-huh.
I want to cover the War of 1988 on this fucking show. I want people to know what happened in 1988.
I don't think the people are ready.
You don't think they're ready for it?
I mean, were you there? Were
Yeah.
you born in 88?
I was born in 85, technically, under the new timeline.
Oh, I see.
But at the time, in 1988, I was, when the War of 1988 happened, in that iteration of my lifetime before the events of 1988, I was born in 1969. So
I'm already fucking done with this show.
what?
I'm already done with this show. It's just you're just spinning a yarn of horse shit, TJ. Trying to perpetrate bullshit.
This is what I'm talking about.
They don't like it when we kayfabe them.
There's no kayfabe. 1988, the War of 1988. 90% of the population was killed in the War of 1988, and the government continues to cover it up. And then stupid retards like you are like, "Oh, this is bullshit. It never even happened, bro. Never even happened, man." You fucking remember. You fucking know what happened in 1988, Paul. Unless you're one of the new people, but I don't know. Remember. You seem like you have the soul of someone who remembers the fucking Berenstein universe, so.
Oh, I do.
So, I mean, yeah. Where do you think that shit diverged?
Oh, in 1988, huh?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. For fuck's sake, yes.
All right,
Did
well,
Earth,
let's
like,
do a
enter a
show
black
then.
hole?
Anyway,
something?
fine. I guess
seem passionate.
we're going to do
All
the
right,
1988 show at some point, and people are going to learn the fucking truth. Hashtag 1988 truth. Hashtag the government covered it up. Hashtag no more hashtags. All right, so we're going to talk about time. It's time for time. Scotty, you pulled the research for the time shit.
Yeah.
Do you want to read that, Scotty? Do you want to talk about that shit?
You go ahead and read it for me, TJ.
I'm going to read it for you, Scotty.
Everyone knows, TJ, that I've not finished my Hooked on Phonics course yet, so I am unfortunately unable to read it.
In the earliest times, human beings calculated time by observing the periods of light and darkness that alternated continuously.
This is true.
The solar day is considered the earliest form of the calendar. The second basic type of calendar was the arbitrary calendar, which was created by counting the number of days over and over again, either toward infinity or in a cycle. Nonetheless, there were several problems with the arbitrary calendar. Firstly, farmers of early civilization could not calculate the perfect time to plant their crops.
Yeah, you can't say it's day 9,000, so should we do it now?
Crop planting is an activity that is closely linked to the seasons, and the arbitrary calendar was not based on the duration of seasons. Therefore, humans began to observe the sun's passage through a fixed point, and this practice was the precursor of the solar calendar. Calendars that were based on lunar and stellar cycles were also used in ancient times. Archaeologists have reconstructed methods of timekeeping that go back to prehistoric times, at least as old as the Neolithic. The natural unit for timekeeping used by most historical societies are the day, the solar year, and the lunation. Calendars are explicit schemes used for timekeeping. The first historically attested and formalized calendars date to the Bronze Age, dependent on the development of writing in the ancient Near East. The Sumerian calendar was the earliest, followed by the Egyptian, Assyrian, and Elamite calendars. I've never even heard of fucking the Elamite. What the fuck is that?
Humble Elamite.
Who the fuck are the Elamite?
I'm assuming that's a Middle Eastern culture or Southeast.
I've heard of fucking Egyptians and Assyrians
Yeah, those are Mesopotamian.
and Sumerians. I ain't never heard of no Elamite. Who the fuck are they?
Elephantite. I don't know. They had some idea about the passage of time, though.
Well, you see, at first, like you said, it was just totally arbitrary. It's like, this is this day, and then you had, and this didn't even get to like really too much into the Mesoamerican calendars, like the Mayan calendar, which is so famous for like 2012, the end of the world, the last day of the Mayan calendar.
The Mayans were wrong.
But I mean, then it really moved to like the cycle of the moon. Like lunar cycles are obviously of great importance to early primitive societies because they thought they informed things about life on Earth. Like, oh, the moon is at this, so people are going to be crazy.
Right,
today.
astrology was way more popular, and there was all kinds of beliefs about the moon
isn't
back
there
then.
some truth to that shit?
No.
Like when the moon is closer to the fucking planet, it has some psychological shit to people?
No.
There ain't no truth to that
There's
at
no
all?
truth.
I don't really think
No
so.
truth.
No.
Zero truth.
Zero.
Not one little tiny speck of truth, though?
No, not even that.
Yeah.
Not like a shred?
Look, they've done studies to see, like, is there more
people
crimes
crazy?
on full moons and all this shit, like people have said, and there's not.
Well, also because
the moon is always the same. The moon's, I mean, it's pretty consistently
because
the same
you can see a correlation. Like the moon is at this crescent, and you can see different cycles. So this kind of we're making more and more sense to people. Like, oh, plant now, plant in this time of year because
when the moon looks larger, it's because it's lower in the sky and it's closer to objects that you can use as a basis of comparison.
What about the effect of the moon on women's menstrual cycles, eh?
I wouldn't know. I guess maybe there's something there. You can look it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Scotty, why don't you look up the effects of the moon on women's menstrual cycles?
It's a shred, dude. That's my speck of proof.
The speck of proof.
Well, citation needed, Paul.
Citation.
I'm just saying we need to start tracking the moon again. That's all I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure we've continued to track the moon.
Yeah, you can find out what cycle the moon is in very easily from where we're at in Earth.
Scotty, have you ever wondered about the origin of the word calendar?
I, in fact, have, TJ.
Wow, me too. The term calendar itself is taken from the calends, the term for the first day of the month in the Roman calendar, which I guess wasn't called a calendar at that time.
Happy New Year,
calends.
Related to the verb calere, to call out. Wow. I'm calling you out, boy. Referring to the calling or the announcement that the new moon was just seen. Latin calendarium means account book register, as accounts were settled and debts were collected on the calends
the first of the month.
of each month.
So basically just how the first of the month is like, oh, the moon cycles begin again. Everyone, it's kind of like, when you think about it, for a primitive person.
There's a new moon. Give me my fucking money, bitch.
People were more about oral traditions and more like things were more.
Oh yeah, me too, brah.
I know, yeah.
I'm all about that oral tradition.
So it's like people had to be told, hey, it's the beginning of the month, so you got to pay your rent or whatever bullshit. But also, you could see the new moon, so it made sense to me. It wasn't like it didn't seem so arbitrary. You know
Meet
what I mean?
the new moon, same as the old moon.
Like, can't see the fucking moon, can you? Pay your fucking debts, bitch.
So the Latin term was adopted in Old French as calendier or calendier or some shit. You know how French people are. And from there, in Middle English, as calendar by the 13th century. The spelling calendar is from early modern English. In the earliest times, human beings calculated time by observing the period. That's the same sentence again.
Yeah, we read that already.
You fucking piece of shit. Making me look like a fucking fool over here. We've already got a flickering ass screen, and now you're fucking putting the same paragraph in the fucking document twice.
Right here on fucking Deep Fat Fried, dude. The pillars of the show have crumbled.
Shitty end.
Nothing works.
It's all fucking. Hey, you know. It's like when you make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs, and we're trying to make an omelet here, so a few eggs are fucking broken. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
I like that excuse. I love it.
I mean, hey, it's true. It's not. Look, we changed a bunch of shit about our setup. We're trying to acclimate. We're trying to upgrade. We're fucking thinking about getting rid of this goddamn cumbersome ass piece of fucking shit board we got sold, which I'm sure it's a great board for a live concert or something. Just not great for what we fucking do here. And you know, we're looking at a more fucking unified solution of that, and there's all kinds of fucking other shit.
You know what that's going to take though, TJ?
What?
Time.
Taking away the moments that make up the dull day.
Dude, I'll tell you what. We were talking about it a little earlier, but I've been made keenly aware of the passage of time by the people that watch us recently.
That's true. You're an old fuck now, Paul.
Yeah, everybody has been.
See if
pointing
I can get away
out,
with putting you. Oh, the cameras are unplugged.
Yeah, the cameras are unplugged.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but people have been pointing out how old and haggard I am, and you know the lines on my forehead.
You know, you're even in a. I can even switch over here and point out that even your character is kind of drawn a little older looking with the lines under the eyes and more of a wrinkled look and shit.
Yeah. So like, and you know, I don't really dread it, but I don't really see it happening to myself either because it's a gradual change and you look at yourself every day.
Right, so you don't notice.
But that's just time, dude. That's time taking its toll. That's death creeping into my body, dude.
One day closer to death.
Yeah.
Good.
You know what's interesting is people have those photo projects where it's like I'm gonna take a picture of myself every day. And it's really weird when you go to those projects and like when someone's like has died because then it's like, here's Greg's last day, you know.
You know what they should do is like keep taking the pictures, even after they die. You know, just like sit them somewhere and keep taking the picture every day, and then you can watch them decompose into just a skeleton.
That'd be a cool performance art thing to do if you were like doing it. Just do a YouTube channel based on what you look like every day, and then after you die, make it so like there's a camera in your coffin that takes a picture of you every day,
right? And you know,
uploads it,
and you get to see the process of decomposition each day. You know, maybe every year it uploads a new one.
That'd be hideous, dude.
What?
Here's Paul's corpse, day 38.
Death is just the fucking wonderful
I don't want
friend
my
at the
corpse
end
to
of
linger.
life.
I want to be. I'm turn me into ashes and shit. I don't want to be hanging around as a big old bloated, stinky fucking.
You don't even
corpse.
want to get the chance to maybe possibly come back as a zombie.
No,
really.
That's kind of why I want to make sure I'm burnt.
Dude, I think it'd be cool.
What?
Yeah, I hope I come back as a zombie.
What a stupid thing to hope for.
Come back as a zombie?
I want to come back as a zombie. I hope I'm one of those zombies that kind of has some basic remembrance. Remember, like the one from a Creep Show where it fucking, it remembered that it wanted its birthday cake.
I want my cake.
That's more of a ghoul or something.
He was definitely a zombie, dude.
Nah.
He was he was physical. He's decomposing.
I don't know, dude.
Shit.
Like if it has a mind, it's something else. Like
I don't know, dude, because they got a lot of shows.
Like then a vampire is a zombie.
I would say a zombie. I
would
say that they're related. But
I mean,
like
they're related. But I wouldn't say a vampire is a zombie.
All right, so they have let me ask you how you feel about this. Then you remember that? You ever see anything about that dragon shit? There was a lady that put dragons in front of her yard in the neighborhood.
That happened in our old neighborhood.
It happened in our old neighborhood, and that woman is an author, and she actually has written a series of books that are pretty popular nationally. They're not huge #1 bestsellers, but they sell well. That are about a zombie, but it's a zombie that's she still has her brain and stuff together, but she's still considered a zombie. There's even a show on TV, I think, called like iZombie or something.
Right.
Similar concept. It's like a chick who's a zombie, but she's not like
right. But that's but you understand that's the exception, not the rule.
Would you say that those are not zombies though?
No, I'd say that they're zombies because they're presented as such, and then they're imbued with these other attributes.
But so what you're saying
I would say that your garden
that
variety,
because the zombie, or I'm sorry, because of the creature in Creep Show is never explicitly called a zombie, we can't necessarily identify it as a zombie?
I think that it's sentience and the fact that it haunts every year.
Wait a minute.
Right.
So our episode on time and calendar is now a debate if the fucking creature in Creep Show is a zombie or a ghoul.
We got there somehow.
Yeah. All right, whatever. I mean, okay, calendars, fine.
Back to the calendar.
All right, so let's learn about... I should have pulled up a picture of a fucking calendar. I don't have any, but whatever. I guess I could. I don't know. I'm too lazy. One of the first truly scientific calendars was the Egyptian calendar. According to this calendar, a year comprised of 12 months, heresy, and each month had exactly 30 days. Why did we get rid of that? That seemed like a pretty fucking solid idea. The months were further divided into 3 weeks, and each week lasting 10 days. Later on, the Babylonian calendar was developed, and it was a lunisolar calendar. The years in this calendar were made up of 12 lunar months, and each month would begin when a new crescent moon appeared. The Greeks used a calendar that was very similar to the Babylonian calendar, but they also had other calendars, such as the democratic state calendar, with 10 arbitrary months. I love it. And an agriculture calendar. The first Roman calendar was created by Romulus, and it had 10 months in a year, with each month lasting 30 or 31 days.
So basically the Romans stole the Greek calendar.
Right. The Romans had a number of calendars, and the most notable one was the Julian calendar. The Jewish calendar was another early type of calendar, and it contained no epagamenal days. I don't know what that is. What the fuck is epagamenal?
Who the fuck knows, dude?
I'm gonna have to look that up. I want to know what that fucking means.
What's an epagamental day?
So there are religious calendars, of course, too. We'll get into that.
Epagamental days. Let's see. Here's a fucking used especially on certain days of the Egyptian solar calendar.
That doesn't answer anything. Thanks.
That sucks.
Thanks, definition.
So basically they're saying the Jewish calendar was not the Egyptian I don't get it. Whatever. The 7th day was called Sabbath, which later became a band that was
Shabbos.
pretty good. Oh yeah, Shabbos. Yeah.
So I think that I think a lot of people forget about is the calendar that was like really largely based on the before we have the Gregorian calendar was the Julian calendar. So that's a big thing that Julius Caesar actually contributed to the world was back then. Was there was so many kind of these arbitrary calendars. You see how different it is and how varied the calendars were.
I think he was a pussy.
Think he was a pussy.
I think Julius Caesar was a big old fucking pussy bitch. You gonna say anything to that, Scotty? You got nothing to say, huh?
I just don't know. I just don't know what I say to something so stupid.
Dude, I wish we could
demonstrably
cram
false.
you into a
All right,
time
you remember this?
machine
Listen.
like Bill and Ted and send you back to call Julius Caesar a
Hey,
pussy to his face.
remember this though.
Okay.
Dudes back then
Yeah.
were way shorter. So Julius Caesar might have been tough for his day.
Yeah, but dudes back then also carried fucking swords and shit. And Julius Caesar
What if I
had
went back with a
guards.
fucking Mac 10 or something? You don't know.
Mac 10.
Yeah.
Where you gonna...
I don't
Hey,
know.
fuck you, Praetorian Guard.
You gave him a sword. I figure maybe I got a Mac 10.
You just talked shit, though. So we have to send you in the moment of talking
Fisticuffs,
shit.
dude.
That's not fair.
With what you got on you. Yeah, it is, because you're walking
All
up
right, so
to
you
him
know
with what he's got on
with,
him.
with what I got on me, I could fucking convince him I'm a wizard or some shit. I could be like, look, I make fire. Woo!
Right.
Julius Caesar's gonna shit his pants. A demon. You know?
Right. Maybe.
Maybe I could be like,
Maybe it's all like,
maybe he's slay it. Or
But
maybe
you
he's
didn't
just
say
be like,
you were going to go back and trick him with your fucking trick. You
yeah,
said you were going to
but when he's staring at the
bitch.
fire, I'm gonna be like, look at the fire, lame. And then it'll be like, bam, bitch.
Oh, okay.
So, sucker punch.
I see.
Distraction, sucker punch, defeated. I'm tougher than
least-
Julius Caesar.
You wouldn't even get within 5 fucking feet of Julius Caesar. He had like Praetorians and shit.
He ain't got shit.
dude, his guards would beat you shit out of you, teacher. They'd beat
Ju-
your bitch ass.
Anyway, let's learn about his faggot ass calendar. The Julian calendar was introduced 45 BC by Julius Caesar. Although it had 12 months, many of its months were shorter than the months in the modern calendar. As such, one Julian year consisted of 355 days. Before Julius Caesar's reforms, the year began on the 31st of March. A leap month with 23 or 24 days was also created to keep the calendars properly aligned with the cycle of seasons. It doesn't seem like it'd be that hard to just
Why
be
didn't
like...
they just,
yeah,
if they understood what was causing the problem, why didn't they just make the calendar correct?
that's what I was just wondering. The Roman calendar also had a recurring cycle of weeks that is similar to the modern cycle, but each week comprised of 8 days. Julius Caesar brought in a number of reforms to the old Roman calendar. One of them was the addition of days to February to make it a 28-day month. The week was also reduced by 1 day to make it a 7-day week. Additionally, Caesar introduced the leap year rule, which stated that all leap years can be evenly divided by 4. All right, so it sounds like Julius Caesar actually did fix some of the problems with the calendar.
but not
Not
some
all
of
of
the more
them.
glaring ones, apparently.
Yeah. Like, it still makes no sense to me that February is like 28 days when you have all these other months that have 31 days. Like, couldn't you take a couple months off of one of those other days, give it to February?
A couple of days off of those other months.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Why not give December 31st to February?
Yeah.
Then it's got 29 days, right?
Yeah, give it, and then, maybe
And then,
give it another one
so
for
you don't
something
take
else.
everything from the winter months. Give like August 31st to it as well. Now you got a 30-day month.
Yeah, and then everything's 30 days. Maybe a few would still be 31, but,
Right. I mean,
it's at least a
what the
little bit
fuck?
more uniform. You
See, I
don't
don't
have,
understand. I'm sure that would throw the entire calendar into chaos.
probably. We don't
But-
understand what we're doing.
From my perspective, I'm with it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
'Cause
just
I think
do it.
February gets short-dicked every
That's
month.
what I'm saying. Like, why does February always got to be the midget month?
Yeah. It's always this whack-ass month where it's like you think you got 3 or 4 days till the 1st to pay your bills, but nope.
Nuh-uh, February's short.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to pay my bills 5 days early because it's February.
Well, it'll be like at least 3, but whatever.
Well, whatever. I don't pay my bills on the due date, TJ.
That's
Come on.
true.
Come on, buddy.
Fair enough. Replaced lunar calendar. The Julian calendar's predecessor, the Roman calendar, was a very complicated lunar calendar based on the moon phases. It required a group of people to decide when days should be added or removed in order to keep the calendar in sync. There's
this
like a
sounds
group
like a
of people
Yeah.
that's like job it is to fucking make this calendar actually work.
Well, that's why it didn't really work. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you needed this. But the big problem, we're going to get into it as leap years, is why the Julian calendar eventually had to be replaced.
Their calendar was like trying to broadcast or record a show with any of our fucking softwares that we have.
Right.
It's basically like,
Impossible.
all right,
Oh shit.
so let's see.
Oh shit.
OBS, the sound doesn't work. XSplit, the video doesn't work. And Wirecast, nothing fucking works. So,
Fiddle-dee-dee.
fiddle-dee-dee, fiddle-dee-doo. Let's do a merry little dance in the street. Sounds like people are already out there dancing.
Oh, yeah, dude. Not us, though. Hard at work with our noses to the grindstones, TJ. All our fans are out there getting their dicks sucked.
Apparently, at some point, February 30th was a real date, dude. However, leap years were not observed in the first year after the reform due to accounting error. In the first year of the Julian calendar's existence until 12 Common Era CE, every third year was a leap year due to a calculation error.
So just somebody fucked up and everybody kept fucking it up for like a generation or three?
Yep.
Wow.
Too many leap days. The Julian calendar's formula to calculate leap years produced a leap every 4 years. This is way too often, and eventually the Julian calendar and important religious holidays like Easter were several days out of sync with the fixed dates for astronomical events like equinoxes and solstices.
Well, it's because eventually, like, a year is, as we know, is 365 days and like 11 minutes. So eventually, all that catches up to you, and the calendar, I think by the time it's like 1560 or whatever it was, or when the Gregorian reform happened, the calendar's out of whack by about 10 days, 12 days, something like that.
Fucking gay-ass calendar.
It was like an absurd amount of fucking time to be... So it's like... It was like Easter, which was considered the biggest holiday in those times, was like falling like later and later. It's like, wait a minute. And the seasons are out... It started starting to get out of whack with the seasons. So they were talking about this happened like at that point, like 1,500 years ago. So it's finally kind of caught up to them, which is why the next reform, which is the common calendar we use now, the Gregorian calendar, kind of came into being. That you kind of just fixed the glaring error with the Julian calendar, which is there's too many leap years.
All right, Gregorians. The Gregorian calendar is closely based on the Julian calendar, which was introduced by Julius. Yeah, we know what fucking he did.
It's just that some people with a brain came along and were like, hey, let's fix this real quick.
So like Scotty said, after a time, shit wasn't adding up. So until in the 16th century, the vernal equinox was falling between March 11th instead of March 21st. In 1582, Pope Gregory XIII adjusted the calendar by moving the date ahead 11 days. That's a weird fucking thing.
Yeah, all of a sudden you just lose 11 fucking days of your life.
You're just like, hey guys, it's March 21st now, even though it was just March 11th, It's like what? Oops.
How did they work like people that got paid and shit based on time?
I'm assuming the Pope is just like, it is God's will, it's done. And people are just like, oh shit, and just had to figure it out.
Well, the interesting thing about that was that some states like Italy and some other like more like papal states or more aligned with the Catholic Church at the time adopted it quickly. But places like England didn't actually adopt the Gregorian calendar until like 1752. Wow. So you can imagine like France is like, hey, it's March 20th, and in fucking Great Britain it's like, no, it's the 9th.
Dude, if they tried to pull that shit today, like moving the date forward 11 days, if you worked on that day, your ass could sue. You could be like, you owe me 11 days pay.
Yeah. And
look, I worked on the day it happened, and according to the law and everything we're supposed to observe, 11 days passed in that 124-hour period. So
I mean, just think about how badly people freak out when you like subtract or add an hour,
Oh, yeah.
So just imagine the fucking turmoil caused by just like, 11 days have happened because we just,
11 days later.
We just got to get this shit back in order.
What a weird event to have lived through. It's like, today is the 10th. Now it's the 21st.
Whoops.
So if we're in a little bit, just basically explains how they basically came up with a new rule to kind of fix the problem of having too many leap years.
Yeah. Following the Gregorian reform, the average length of the year was 365.24 days, an even closer approximation of the solar year. At this rate, it will take more than 3,000 years for the Gregorian calendar to gain one extra day in error. Okay.
So we're refining it. Basically, what it boils down to is that...
But it still ain't right.
Every century has to be divisible by 400. So the year 1900 is not a leap year. The year 2000 is a leap year. You see?
Okay.
That's basically the rule they introduced to make it more accurate. Because under the Julian calendar, just every 4 years, no matter what, was going to be a leap year.
Okay,
period.
I gotcha.
So that's really what the difference is.
Physics. Okay, so this is just about time in general. We'll just talk about time. The concept of time itself.
So for this,
Thanos fucking snapped this goddamn clock out of existence. Just like.
so someone were to ask you guys what time is, what would you say it is?
I would say that time is the passage of time.
Okay. What would you say time is, TJ?
I really don't know. Just like, yeah. I'm pretty much in Paul's boat on this one.
It's like, so you don't know.
Yeah,
Well, I kind of expected that, and I also kind of expected you guys to maybe have some like bullshit answers.
I mean, that one was kind of a bullshit answer, but that's the best I can do. Like, I've heard really smart people talk about time.
Yeah.
But I walk away feeling like, wow, but I don't really walk away with any more idea of what exactly I'm dealing with.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
So time, to me personally, is the passage, like watching my body age, I guess.
Well, I mean, time is an interesting relationship with things because, like, light, for example, is ageless. It doesn't age because that's how it's going at such a the speed of light is going at the speed of light in a vacuum.
So let's just talk about physicists, what they think here. Physics is the only science that explicitly studies time, but even physicists agree that time is one of the most difficult properties of our universe to understand. Even in the most modern and complex physical models, though, time is usually considered to be an ontologically basic or primary concept and not made up of or dependent on anything else. In the sciences generally, time is usually defined by its measurement. It is simply what a clock reads. Physics in particular often requires extreme levels of precision in time measurement, which has led to the requirement that time be considered an infinitely divisible linear continuum and not quantized, i.e. composed of discrete and indivisible units. With modern atomic time standards like TAI and UTC, and ultra-precise atomic clocks, time can now be measured accurately to about 10 to 15 seconds. Doesn't seem that accurate, which corresponds to about 1 second error in approximately 30 million years. Okay, so that's pretty good. Time is a central focal point of our lives. Well, yeah. Because we got to fucking...
Well, if you think about everything, so I just made just a small list. That's like business.
Yeah, so here's Scotty's stupid list.
So business and personal
This
dealings.
is garbage list, Scotty.
So it's like...
Movie plays at 8 p.m., business meeting at 1 p.m. Right. You know what, Scotty? You suck at movie times, too. You're a piece of shit.
Damn.
He does.
Call out.
He sucks. How many times, Scotty? Let me ask you this. How many fucking times, Scotty, have you gotten the fucking movie time wrong and we showed up at the wrong-ass goddamn time to see a movie? Never? Never. You're going with never.
Prove that I didn't fucking do it, TJ.
It was at least 20 fucking times, dude. 20 fucking
Dude,
times.
you know what?
Minimum.
Maybe when we were kids, but when's the last time you actually went and saw a movie with me?
It's been a while.
been
And
a
I'm grateful for that.
Oh, dude, I remember Scotty yelled at me once because we were late for a movie because of him.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't come out. We had all decided to go to see this movie, and it was like at a theater 15 or 20 minutes away, and Scotty didn't come out of his bedroom until like 10 minutes before the fucking credits started rolling. And we're like halfway there at some point. We still got 10 minutes to go, and I said something like, well, the fucking previews just ended. And Scotty was like, what do you want me to do, Paul? What do you want me to do about it right now, Paul? And I was like, I don't know, maybe like leave your room 10 minutes earlier next time when we're going to a movie. I don't know.
Dude, I had to deal with that shit
Oh, dude.
all the fucking time.
I have a
all
back
the
to
time.
that.
All
I
the
remember a time
time.
we were supposed to do some show for DP. I knock on Paul's door in his apartment. And Paul,
See, dude, this is the one that he always brings up. Scotty's late for shit, and then I always hear the one time I was late for DP.
No, you were late multiple times.
Will I ever?
Oh, so I'm not. Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. You were always on time, Paul. Paul, you've been late
Damn it.
plenty of fucking
In comparison
times.
to the two of you, yeah.
Couldn't you guys have this
comparison to
fucking
two-
argument?
Yeah,
about
in
the cameras
comparison
are
to the
working?
two of you,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
fine.
much always on time.
Okay, but there's plenty of people that make your fucking record look like shit too. So I guess it's always a basis of comparison. But so fucking what, dude? Like, what do you want me to fucking do? I was late once, and you were late once too. You've been late plenty of times.
Oh, you've been
Paul.
late more than once.
Look, I've been late plenty, but you ain't a fucking saint.
But you know what?
And you can't. So what am I supposed to do? You're supposed to fucking come and say some shit to me, and I'm supposed to go, okay, Paul, you're right.
I don't know, Scotty.
You're right, Paul.
Man, I wish I had the fucking goddamn cameras on.
Paul always gives people shit, but the minute you give Paul an ounce of shit about anything, Paul's like, no, dude, I'm right.
That's you. That's you you're talking about now.
I'm just sitting here
You're the one that's
absorbing the atmosphere.
Because Paul fucking had some bullshit to fucking say, dude.
You brought up movie
but
times.
Here's the thing.
The last
I
time
wanted to rehash it for the 50 millionth fucking time that I was fucking late.
Because we're talking about time.
Because we're talking about time.
And you specifically added, you fucking brought this on yourself.
Fucking said I was late.
You brought movie times into this. And
that was one time I was late to a movie.
One time?
That was the one time I was late to a movie.
Bullshit. You were late all the fucking time to movies, dude.
I've never been late to a movie.
You even fucking lie. You even fucking would lie sometimes.
One time I was late to a movie.
It wasn't even always just mistakes.
One time I was late to a movie.
There was times it was fucking malicious.
There was one time I was late to a fucking movie.
You maliciously would lie about movie times if it suited some weird agenda of yours.
That's a damn lie. I was only ever late to a movie once.
No. Bullshit.
You're both liars.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna sue both of you right fucking now, TJ.
Holy shit.
These goddamn lies against me!
All right, so what else is there? Life.
Birth,
life, death. What do you mean? What does that mean?
Well, that's how we measure time.
You live?
Right. You're
like
born,
a baby
you live,
becomes an adolescent, and an adolescent becomes a man, and a man becomes an old withered man, and then an old withered man becomes a bones in a box. That's time right there.
You know what, TJ? I won't be late to my fucking death, will I, bitch?
You know what I'm telling you?
I won't be late to that, will I?
You're already late to it, Scotty.
Dude, if Scotty dies...
Yeah.
I won't be late.
What do you think the chances are by the time everybody shows up for the funeral, his corpse, something happened and like it'll be delayed by 20 minutes?
I hope so, dude.
The funeral's running a little late. Scotty's body isn't here.
Scotty's body's on the way. It's stuck in traffic.
Dude, I have to fucking find whenever I'm getting old and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. I need to fucking like look. When my funeral happens, just make everyone wait like 30 fucking minutes, dude.
You know what? And Paul,
like everyone wait.
Yeah, dude.
I'll be early to mine, dude. I'll be the only. My body will be sitting there putrefying.
I want Scotty to fucking rise up as a zombie or a ghoul or whatever it is, and just be like knocking on fucking Paul's doors, like, I'm on time.
Oh God, dude.
I'm on time this time, aren't I, Paul?
Paul's like, ah!
I'm sorry, Scotty. Oh, you're sorry now, are you, fat boy? Too late.
Damn, dude. That's fucking horror movie, Scotty.
Oh, we got to make that. All right, so what else you got? Planning, obviously. Yeah, you got to fucking know
you
time
plan
to plan
for how much
shit.
time some shit's gonna take, so you can fit in other shit.
Science, obviously, we just went over why it's important to science. Cosmic time, like the Big Bang, supernovas, births of stars and shit. Obviously, nothing happens without time because everything happens within the context of time. If there's no time, things can't occur.
And it's just so weird, but like how space and time, like you know, obviously, like you said, or the speed, even like obviously the speed of light, time slows down. So the faster you're moving relative to something, the time slows down for you.
Yeah. And I mean, gravity can distort time too. I remember that from watching one of those little specials on physics.
See, that's why I can't just go like, when somebody goes, hey, what's time? I can't go like, it's this. Because I don't even understand that.
Right, I don't either.
That's why people say that the space-time continuum.
I mean, it's all relativity shit, so you just...
Yeah, special relativity, yeah.
You got to be fucking some kind of genius or whatever.
But I mean, like, obviously, with all of us, like, none of us are fucking physicists, so we're just like, oh, what?
If maybe we are, and we're just really bad. Like, maybe the three
we're
of
like
us...
the worst physicists
Maybe the three
ever.
of us are just, like, really fucking terrible physicists.
But we're everything. We're professionals in everything. We're just the worst at everything.
Like we should start pitching that. Like we are professionals in every endeavor. We're just the very worst at every single thing.
We're the worst doctors in the world.
Yeah.
The worst gynecologists in the world.
I'm gonna tell you guys what though, man. After this fucking episode, I'm gonna have a fucking Paul notebook and a TJ notebook. And anytime you guys are ever fucking late again.
Oh, it's one of these things that's
all right,
gonna happen,
this one might
quote,
backfire,
unquote.
dude, because we can keep a Scotty notebook too.
That's fine.
I already got a Scotty notebook.
Well, here, the Scotty notebook's gonna be fucking full, so I ain't even gonna matter. Let's just be honest about that. That's gonna be like, all right, you're
even
gonna get
today,
sick of that.
I told you fuckers to be
But
here
the few times
at
you guys
2:29, and it was 2:42.
But the few times you guys are actually late, I'll have it in the notebook. So Paul can't be like, that one story, I'd be like, Paul, August 28th, You was late by 5 minutes.
It's not even fair to do it for Paul because Paul is currently relying on you for a ride. So he's late just by virtue of being,
Well, that's my bad though. I could get myself there some other way.
That's true. You don't.
I'd have to buy a car.
Yeah.
But
Albert Einstein. We were
I'm
just
late
talking
when
about this.
Scotty's late.
Over 4 months, March through June of 1905, Albert Einstein produced 4 papers that revolutionized science. One explained how to measure the size of molecules in a liquid. A second posited how to determine their movement.
What does this have to do with time?
I don't know. A third described how light
guys will
comes
see.
in pockets called photons, the foundation of quantum physics, and the idea that eventually won him the Nobel Prize. A fourth paper introduced special relativity, leading physicists to reconsider notions of space and time that had sufficed since the dawn of civilization.
Oh, Christ.
Then, a few months later, almost as an afterthought, Einstein pointed out in a fifth paper that matter and energy can be interchangeable at the atomic level, specifically that E equals mc squared, the scientific basis of nuclear energy and the most famous mathematical equation in history. So there you go.
Matter and energy are interchangeable at atomic levels.
I guess.
Yeah.
And that means time is what?
Timey. But there's also a good deal of exaggeration to the myth. Right from the start, long before he was Einstein the inscrutable, the most prescient of his fellow physicists understood what he'd accomplished and its larger significance. He'd reinvented physics, which is just another way of saying he'd reinvented the way we all, physicists and non-physicists alike, conceive of our place in the cosmos. Specifically, he'd reinvented relativity. In a 1632 treatise, Galileo Galilei set forth what would become the classic version of relativity. He invited you, his reader, to imagine yourself on a dock observing a ship moving at a steady rate. If someone at the top of the ship's mast were to drop a rock, where would it land? At the base of the mast, or some small distance back corresponding to the distance that the ship had covered while the rock was falling? The intuitive answer is some small distance back. The correct answer is the base of the mast. From the point of view of the sailor who dropped the rock is falling straight down. But for you on the dock, the rock would appear to fall at an angle. Both you and the sailor would have equal claim to being right. The motion of the rock is relative to whoever is observing it. So just wrap your mind around that and you're good.
I can't.
Just wrap your mind. No,
I don't even understand.
Dude, Galileo was like...
Galileo figured this shit out in 1630 whatever,
I don't think he figured shit out.
He figured it out.
I don't think none of these motherfuckers know what time is. I think that they're just in the same spot as I am. They go through all these calculations, all these numbers, theories, but at the end of the day, time is the passage of time, dude. Time is time. That's how you define time.
Yeah, but I think the question is more like the relationship between time and the rest of basically the physical world and the physical universe and everything else, and how is that impacted by? What he's saying is that it's relative to the observer.
Right.
That's what
I agree with that.
That's what they're basically saying. That's kind of
a roundabout way of saying that time is based on how long. If we were organisms that lived a whole lot longer, we would probably perceive time much differently.
All right, so listen to this. Einstein, however, had a question. It had bothered him for 10 years from the time he was a 16-year-old student in Aarau, Switzerland, to probably pronounce that fucked up, until one fateful evening in May 1905. Walking home from work, Einstein fell into a conversation with Michel Bessot, a fellow physicist, and his best friend at the patent office in Bern, Switzerland, where they were both clerks. Einstein's question, in effect, added a complication to Galileo's imagery. What if the object descending from the top of the mast wasn't a rock, but a beam of light? His choice wasn't arbitrary. 40 years later, the Scottish physicist James Clerk Maxwell had demonstrated that the speed of light...
40 years earlier.
What'd I say?
You said later.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I was just fucking with the perception of time, dude.
Oh, I see.
It's a fucking artistic choice, 40 years earlier, the Scottish physicist James Clerk Maxwell had demonstrated that the speed of light is constant. It's the same whether you're moving toward the source of light or away from it, or whether it's moving toward or away from you. What changes isn't the speed of light, the light waves, but the number of waves that reach you in a certain length of time. Suppose you go back to the dock and look at Galileo's ship, only now the height of its mast is 186,282 miles, or the distance that light travels in a vacuum in 1 second. That's a pretty big ship, dude.
That's fucking big, dude.
If the person at the top of the mast sends a light signal straight down while the ship is moving, where will it land? For Einstein as well as Galileo, it lands at the base of the mast. From your point of view on the dock, the base of the mast will have moved out from under the top of the mast during the descent, as it did when the rock was falling. This means that the distance that the light has traveled from your point of view has lengthened. It's not 186,282 miles. It's more. Wow.
Because you're farther away from the source of the light.
Yes.
So it has to travel the distance to the ground and then the distance from that to your eye, right? Or whatever. Or it's doing all that at the same. Who fucking cares, man? See, this is what I'm saying, man. Fuck these scientists trying to understand all this bullshit. I ain't trying to talk to no scientists.
I don't want to talk to a scientist. Motherfuckers lying and getting me pissed.
Like, they're trying to make an easy to understand fucking visual aid here. But really, it just makes more fucking questions. Like, what does that mean?
read the next
Like,
paragraph.
from my perception, it's traveled farther.
Well, because
They basically explain it.
Because it's saying that from their perspective, it's going straight down, but from your perspective, since the ship has moved, it's going diagonally to a certain extent to reach the same point.
So just read the next paragraph, and that I think they'll kind of make it easier for Paul.
All right.
Let's see what we're talking about.
That's where Einstein begins to depart from Galileo. The speed of light is always 186,282 miles per second. Speed is simply distance divided by or per a length of time. In the case of a beam of light, the speed is always 186,282 miles per second. So if you change the distance that the beam of light travels, you also have to change the time. You have to change the time.
But
thank you. Einstein greeted Besso the morning after their momentous discussion. I have completely solved the problem. According to Einstein's calculations, time itself wasn't constant, an absolute and immutable part of the universe. Now it was a variable that depends on how you and whatever you're observing are moving in relation to each other. Every other physicist assumed that there was a universal world clock that kept time, says Schwartz. Einstein completely removed that idea. From the point of view of the person on the dock, the time it took the light to reach the ship's deck was longer than a second. That means the time on board the ship appeared to be passing more slowly than on the dock. The reverse, Einstein knew, would have to be true. From the sailor's point of view, the dock would be moving, and therefore a beam of light sent down from a tall post on land would appear to him to travel a bit farther than it would to you on the dock. To the sailor, the time on shore would appear to be passing more slowly, and there we have it, a new principle of relativity.
So it's like Paul. Like if you're in traffic and you're in your car, like on the interstate, and you're driving, like it seems like you're going pretty fast, right? If like you're going like 60, 70 miles per hour. Now, if you're on an airplane and you're looking down at those people, does it look like they're going fast or slow?
no, but that doesn't mean they're not going that fast.
Yeah, but from your observation, it looks like they're going much slower
Because I have a wider view.
Well, because you're going faster. The time is changing because you're going faster. You see what I'm saying? So when you observe it, the reason it looks like it's going slower.
The way it was kind of explained to me is like, imagine you're on a vessel that's going the speed of light, okay? You're on a vessel that's going the speed of light, which is the maximum speed of the universe.
Right.
So, like, imagine you have, like, a laser pointer thing, and you shoot the laser pointer while you're on the ship going the speed of light.
Right.
Right? So, the speed of light is constant, so it can't... If you're already going the speed of light, that beam to travel across the ship...
Would have to exceed the speed.
Would have to exceed the speed of light. So, since that can't happen for some reason... And light, the speed limit of the universe is the speed of light, and nothing can go faster. That laser still goes there, but time itself actually slows down, localized to that, so that it can go that speed. So if the ship's going the speed of light, time slows down within the ship so that the light within the light can do what it needs to do to correspond to the laws of physics.
Paul's like, I don't
Well,
know.
I get it now. Eureka.
I'm not going to pretend I really understand what's going on.
Talk about like the car that's going the speed of light, and then you turn the lights on.
All right, so if we
Is
go
it
on the
faster?
speed of light, let's take this. You're going the speed of light.
Yeah.
You're in the ship.
Yeah.
You hit the laser pointer. Wouldn't that mean that like the photons that make up that laser, because they're already going the speed of light, would just kind of dribble out and be more of like a liquid or some shit?
No. Time just slows down so that they can do the same thing they're always going to do.
Is that just the excuse we use because we don't understand how this works?
No, we actually, it's actually been demonstrated.
Nope, that's not
So
why.
time just decides what makes it do that. What's the mechanism by which time decides it has to slow down?
I mean, I think it'd be probably faulty to think of it as a decision, but it's just how the universe works.
well, yeah, but what?
So like if you're experiencing time at the speed of light, it's instantaneous. So for like a photon that takes like 8 minutes, I think, to get from from Earth
To the sun.
to the sun,
The sun to the
the
Earth.
journey is instantaneous from its perception.
the Earth to the sun.
So what if the Earth
sun to
stopped-
the Earth.
So if the Earth stopped going around the sun and just remained static, well, I guess we're still traveling.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's just if that was the case, if the universe, if the solar system was just hanging in space and not moving,
Right.
then we wouldn't experience time.
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Well, that's the
I'm
the reverse end of the we're going fucking light speed. Let's
Right.
say that we're not moving at all.
Right.
Then do we just not age? Do we not experience time?
I mean, would we even exist? I don't know. I don't know how a stationary universe would work.
I'm not exactly sure how that would work, but I mean, that's not what's happening in our version of reality. And also, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but pretty much everything with special relativity or general relativity is like it has always been found to be correct. Like every scientific observation or test has always proven that to be pretty much how
Well,
the
the cool
universe
thing is
functions.
that the faster you go, the more time slows down for you. So, like, if you could go the speed of light, if you could actually travel at the speed of light or near the speed of light, then a journey across the universe could be instantaneous, even if when you get there, according to the universe's time, or whether the universe doesn't have its own time because it's all relative to various objects and shit, but billions of years could have passed, but for you it'd be like a day or a minute or whatever.
Saying it's relative too. It's like, let's say like we go on a space mission like you're talking about. We all leave Earth and come back, and so for us, like, oh, we've been gone for 20 years according to this time frame. It could have been 200 years on Earth.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. Like, oh, everyone is
Based
dead.
on how fast you're going, because the faster you're going, the slower time is for you.
Yeah, for you. Yes.
Or no, yeah, or faster it is for you. I don't know. Slower.
No.
so
The
so
faster you go, the slower it is.
Right.
So astronauts are going to live longer than us because they're hurtling around the Earth.
They're not going anywhere near fast enough for that effect to be very.
They're going
pronounced.
faster than us.
Yeah. So time probably did go marginally slower.
Yeah. Well, it goes even from the top of a mountain to here. There's a difference.
Yeah. Time goes a little bit fucking slower.
What?
Yeah. In fact,
You can't think of time and space as separate.
the satellites orbiting the Earth have to be calibrated to special relativity. Otherwise, they'll get off sync
Right.
because the time is different from here to there.
I don't pretend to fully understand.
I don't
it.
know.
It's way above my pay grade. Yeah.
Like
but-
I said, we are physicists, but we're the worst physicists.
Yeah, we're the worst. I'm
We're the
definitely
worst.
the worst of the three of us.
All right, so let me see. Here's a video on time travel.
Okay.
Can we get away with even playing this, Scotty? With this Neil deGrasse Tyson and shit? Because he is a rapist, and this guy's channel looks like it might be.
Well, what's about what we're
protected,
talking
dude.
about?
It's about what we're talking about, but I'm afraid to play it, dude.
You're afraid.
I'm
to play.
scared. I'm scared of
You
YouTube.
got the fear?
The fear of YouTube is in me. It's deep.
Well, I mean, the second topic of this tonight's show is going to push all that fear out of you, TJ.
Yeah, it's gonna be gone. So you think I should play it?
If you guys don't want to play it, that's fine. But I think that I thought it'd be interesting, or not only funny, but interesting to have someone that actually knew something about this. But if you guys don't want to play it, that's cool.
Oh, this is Vsauce. We'll definitely get fucking flagged if I play this.
It's Vsauce 3.
It's still Vsauce.
Dude, it's Vsauce 3, TJ. They don't even care about Vsauce.
No one even
3.
knows Vsauce 3.
Yeah, Vsauce 3
dude.
is like an after fucking thought, dude.
No.
Well, I mean, if I knew you were going to play, I would have pulled something else, so that kind of just fucks that, but okay.
It's 'cause we're going to get fucking flagged, dude.
We're going to get flagged
You're gonna get
anyway.
flagged.
We get flagged every video anyways. I think it's interesting that I mean, we don't have to watch the whole thing. Let's just watch.
Vsauce. I'm Jake,
just
and
skip.
after watching the movie...
Get out of here, you fucking miserable cretin.
Just skip ahead.
Skip ahead to where?
Yeah, to where you actually see him on screen.
Why are we even watching this disgusting, raping piece of garbage?
What a creeper. Look at him. He looks like he's eyeing up one of the crew over there at Vsauce.
Yeah, dude, look
right
at him.
now.
He's looking at some chick's ass right now.
That's a badonkadonk if ever I did see one.
I'm going to have to rape the shit out of that later.
Participating in the same ticks of the clock. 1 second for you is 1 second for me. That's linear time. Linear means every interval is the same as every other interval, and one follows the next. Relativity, we learned that there is no such thing as absolute time. Time is relative. So time can be stretched for me relative to you. So time has multiple sort of parallel rates at which it flows, depending on the state of who's making the measurement and the state of who's in motion and what conditions they're in. Now think of time as a dimension.
Non-linear.
Non-linear time, bitch.
I mean, I don't feel like, Neil deGrasse, he's
In our
eloquent and
timeline, we
stuff,
have
but
prisoners.
I feel like he just kind of threw his fingers up in front of him, and he was like, time is kind of like meh. It kind of just does the meh. It has a multiple things that it's doing. All right.
It's doing all kinds of shit.
I mean, he's just saying that there's no absolute measure of time. It's not
Right.
like this is all time. It's
learn
it's
learn
always
you
relative.
some knowledge, boy.
We're transitioning from our past into our future. So we don't know of
Transitioning.
access to other points in our own
Don't use the
timeline.
wrong
Suppose
pronouns
you
to
could move
describe
around in your
time.
timeline with the same flexibility as moving left and right, up and down, forward and backward. If that's the case, then you can revisit your own timeline. Under those conditions, you do not die. You are always dying.
Yeah,
You are not
But you know what? I got a
born,
question for
you're
Neil
always
deGrasse
being
here.
born. That's
Under what conditions do you grab a big old fistful of a bitch's booty? Like, what are the conditions?
The moment, I'll tell you the conditions, the moment that you can fucking possibly get away with it.
Is that because I need to know which timeline point is the perfect one to just grab a big old
The best
two-fister that
timeline
apple
point,
bottom.
I think, is probably like working at an office in the 1960s with a hot secretary, and you could just walk up to her and be like, "Good job, Sally," and give her a firm fucking grab of the ass.
Except-
Like,
non-linear time would be the destruction of Paul. Because Paul, like, every bad moment in Paul's life would just be like, what he would relive. It'd be like the wormhole aliens in Deep Space Nine. It'd be like, you were always here, Paul.
yeah,
Yeah,
time
dude, me
is-
in the fourth dimension is just me going, ah, fuck, ah.
so pretty much the same as in this dimension, I
Yeah,
guess.
basically, yeah. I'm
It's
already a
another
fourth
kind
dimensional
of
being.
interesting way to think about time. So what we don't know, and this is a topic touched on in the movie Arrival, if you rejoin your life at a different point on the timeline, you have to ask, do you have the benefit of the knowledge acquired after that?
You can go from the future to the past.
So kind of
and
you
maybe
kind of
have
brought
all the
that up
knowledge
earlier,
of everything.
TJ. Like,
Yeah, it did.
So non-linear time. Like, if you could have the knowledge, you would have it. Would it in fact work, or would you just be your 10-year-old self?
Yeah. Well, that would suck if you go back and you're just fucking back to
Yeah,
the
you're a
same
10-year-old
mentality.
TJ.
I want to take the consciousness of now, or at least send a message like, buy stock in Amazon when it's fucking 1 cent. You know?
1999, buy Amazon, or whenever it goes public, go buy Amazon stock.
I'll be watching like old cartoons and shit where they're like making jokes about Amazon stock and shit like that, you know?
Well, they had the .com crash, dude, where a lot of those stocks
Because it used to,
tanked.
yeah, like, and the Amazon stock used to be a fucking joke for so long.
It's a fucking bookstore. Who wants to buy that shit?
Who the fuck did that bullshit?
Now it's a behemoth, dude.
God damn it. All the fucking opportunities I had to fucking make money, and I just fucking was like, no, stupid. The conventional wisdom says that's not going to do nothing.
See, I
Wrong
like
place, wrong time, TJ.
You and I have different ways of fantasizing about time travel. Like you take the Marty not the Marty McFly, the
Biff Tannen, dude.
the Biff Tannen.
Well, Marty was infatuated with it too, because remember
that's true.
He,
I mean,
he
had
bought
the idea.
he bought the Sports Almanac with the idea. Well, actually, it was his idea originally,
Right.
It was.
but then Biff stole it from him.
Wait a
and,
minute.
you know,
Right.
brought it in.
I like the idea of going back and being able to change what I did in certain moments of my life. Like
Right.
edit that, like with
Yeah.
foreknowledge.
What's the next thing we're going to talk about is time travel, actually.
Time travel. Dun 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 dun. Time travel.
Ruined so many fucking movies.
Not Back to the Future though.
No, well, Back to the Future is one of the movies where it actually enhances the story. A lot of movies, it's just like, oh, a clunky time travel plot. All right.
Traveling forwards in time is surprisingly easy. Einstein's special theory of relativity, developed in 1905, shows that time passes at different rates for different... Yeah, we already got that. If one were to leave Earth in a spacecraft... Yeah, we already did that too. Da-da-da-da. But there may be an out to be found in general relativity. Einstein's theory of gravity that unites space and time as space-time, which curves in the presence of mass, it allows for the possibility of wormholes, a kind of tunnel through space-time connecting otherwise very distant parts of the universe. If the mouths of these wormholes are moving relative to one another, then traversing the bridge between different points in space would also take a traveler to a different point in time to that in which she started. Why she?
I don't know.
Masculine pronouns, please. However, it would still be impossible to go back further in time than the point at which the wormhole was created, limiting the options for travel somewhat and possibly explaining why we haven't encountered any visitors from the future. If any natural... Well, I think we have actually had a few visitors from the future.
Yeah, I've seen...
There were some guys that came back and they said, hey, I'm from the future, and they made some predictions, several of which almost came true.
Yeah.
So, but
we
of
have
course,
had some visitors.
They changed the timeline a little bit by being here.
That's why they were off. Slightly.
Yeah, just a little off. If any natural wormholes were formed in the Big Bang, it might be possible to travel to a limited number of points in the past and in the distant universe, but wouldn't enable one to flit around the cosmos at will, as the Doctor seems to do. More restrictively
Doctor
still,
Who.
Yeah, Doctor Who, bitch.
Doctor fucking who, dude?
Theoretical work by Kip Thorne of Caltech, using a partial unification of general relativity with quantum physics, suggests that any wormhole that allows time travel would collapse as soon as it formed. Thorne did, however, resolve an apparent issue that could arise due to time travel within the confines of general relativity. The grandfather paradox involves going back in time and accidentally killing one's grandfather before one's father is conceived, preventing one's own birth, making it impossible to go back in time and kill one's grandfather. Thorne found that the point Thorne found that for point masses traversing a wormhole, no initial conditions create this type of paradox. So there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Explained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go to a wormhole,
what he's saying is that, we have this thing, the grandfather paradox, which is used often as an argument against the possibility of time travel, because if you're able to travel back in time, then you might be able to undo yourself, and therefore, how would you have traveled back in time? And it creates this big loop that just is basically a feedback loop that goes on and on forever.
Right.
But he's saying that none of the conditions that would have been needed to create a wormhole would necessarily trigger a grandfather paradox, so it still might be possible.
Yeah.
But then if you went through the wormhole and killed your grandfather, then,
right. Then you.
So how does that?
I don't know.
How does that circumvent
Then the
paradox?
universe sucks into itself like a fucking puckered asshole. I don't know. Like a prolapsed ass
I like
being
the
sucked
multiverse
back into
look
it.
at it. See, this is totally non-scientific, or maybe it's slightly scientific, but have you ever read or seen the movie Timeline? Michael Crichton wrote a book about it as well.
I've seen it. It's a terrible movie.
I like the
movie
book.
Sucks.
The movie's pretty shit, but the book is kind of fun, and it posits quantum time travel via multiverse theory. So the idea that you're not actually going, like, If multiverse theory is correct, then every moment is constantly happening and creating an infinite number of split-offs, right?
Right.
So you can time travel by going through quantum physics and finding one of these moments that's in the past that's ever so slightly divergent from your current path, which is why it's still there, you're right, and visit it and see what people were like, with a reasonable assurance that you're seeing everything just as it would have been in the past.
Cool.
From like a historical angle is the way they take it. But of course, the book is about people that go back to do this and get trapped. Yeah. So
It's good stuff.
there are problems. I don't know. I like thinking about time travel, but understanding the limits on it, I don't know. I don't think I can. I don't think.
Well,
I
as far as we
claim to
know,
have it.
there's never been such a thing as time travel to ever occur, at least for humanity. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible.
Except in the War of 1988.
Well, I guess.
So let's talk about small dicks. But first,
your favorite subject, huh?
let's talk about. This is not really related to the micropenis topic, which is the second topic of this episode.
Small
But I thought this
penis
was too funny to pass up.
Okay, fair enough.
So this is just maybe a little side note. This is called the small penis rule. You guys ever heard of this?
The small penis rule.
Is this the rule you live by, TJ?
No. The small penis rule is an informal strategy used by authors to evade libel lawsuits. So here's what it basically is. For a fictional portrayal to be actionable, it must be so accurate that a reader of the book would have no problem linking the two, said Mr. Friedman. Thus, he continued, libel lawyers have what is known as the small penis rule. One way authors can protect themselves from libel suits is to say that the character has a small penis. Now, no male is going to come forward and say, that character with a very small penis, that's me. The small penis rule was referenced in 2006, in a 2006 dispute between Michael Crowley and Michael Crichton, who we were just talking about.
Whoa.
Crowley alleged that after he wrote an unflattering review of Crichton's novel State of Fear, Crichton included a character named Mick Crowley in the novel Next. The character is a child rapist described as being a Washington, D.C.-based journalist and Yale graduate with a small penis.
Wow.
So basically, it's a way to defame people, but have them not come forward and claim it.
This wouldn't work on me. I'd be like, that tiny cocked motherfucker, that's me.
That's me over there.
I mean, TJ's owned up to it
You're
1,000
defaming
times,
me.
so
Yeah, dude, it wouldn't work on everybody, I guess, but...
works for a lot of people.
So let's look at some fucking micro dicks, man.
Well, shouldn't we tell people that, the public version of this episode, in order to cover it, we're going to have to look at some actual micropenises.
That's right.
And there's no way that we can put that up on YouTube without getting our channel nuked. So
That's right.
Dude, this chick's like in the bird's nest looking for this guy's dick.
yeah.
Penis ho!
Where's the dick?
Where's the beef?
So I guess
Where's
we're
the
gonna.
sausage?
This will be censored for the public episode, and we'll make an uncensored version for patrons.
Yeah, and if you want to see the uncensored, if for some reason you're just like hungry to look at micro dicks, come to the uncensored patron-only version.
And you know what, TJ? I got to take umbrage right away.
Yeah.
With your selection of this cartoon, which is clearly meant to defame and shame men that have micropenises.
Yes.
I'm telling everybody right now that I do not plan to laugh or giggle at the plight of these men tonight.
All right.
And I am not interested in doing this episode to make a mockery of these poor souls, TJ, that suffer from this horrible affliction.
That's very mature of you, Paul. Good job.
Thank you.
Wow, you're cool. You're cool,
I
Paul.
really admire that.
So, Paul,
Yep.
you know about micro dicks, right? But did you know that you can develop one out of nowhere, dude?
What?
Man, 42, develops boobs and micropenis after his testicles vanished.
Oh, dude, you missed the best part. Gone!
So apparently this guy, he'd never gone through puberty and never had any desire for sex. So I guess it couldn't just happen to you,
Yeah,
Paul.
I'm fine.
You're good.
I came through it.
You did have them titties. A man grew boobs and developed a micropenis after his testicles disappeared. When you go through puberty, your balls are responsible for secreting the male sex hormone that gives you all your manly traits. don't get to see the micro dick.
Is that like the actual dude, or is that just some poor dude's?
That's probably just some poor fucking son of a bitch that they
like.
just like.
Wouldn't it suck to be like somebody's stock photo?
Like fat dude.
Like yeah, they just saw you walking down the street and they just blurred your face out, but you know it's you. And they're like, look at the obesity problem in the United States. Like that's a person that's riding on that fucking mobility scooter, man.
Yep.
And they know who they are.
Good for them. But for this 42-year-old, they did the exact opposite. The patient from Lisbon also had minimal facial hair and pubic hair, a high-pitched voice, and gained weight in the same areas women do, including the thighs, hips, and breasts. He found women attractive, but claimed to be a virgin and had no sex drive. The man had never developed any secondary male characteristics, which usually happens during puberty, according to the British Medical Journal case report. So apparently, he had no balls. He had no testosterone.
Wait, his penis became a micropenis?
I guess.
Like it retreated?
Retreated down. No, I think it was just a misleading headline.
Oh.
Just
the Sun. I can't believe the Sun misled us.
The Sun misled us, dude.
Such a reputable source.
Dude, a paper of repute.
Yeah. God damn it, the Sun. When you can't rely on the Sun to cover the news accurately, who can you rely on?
Dear Deidre.
So here's another one. 8 things guys with micropenises want you to know.
Cosmopolitan.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think we should hear their voices.
The voices of the oppressed masses should
They're
be heard.
human beings, too. They didn't want to have this
Before we get into it, we should probably talk about what a micropenis fucking is.
Is that true? What? Should we talk about that?
How do you determine a micropenis?
We just need to briefly explain what the fuck it is.
Okay.
What could it be?
So micropenis is an unusually small penis. No shit. A common criteria. It doesn't matter. Here's what it means. It has to be 2.5 standard deviations smaller than the mean human penis size, or smaller than about 7 centimeters or 2 3/4 inches for an adult when compared with an average erection of 12.5 centimeters or 5 inches.
Okay.
So if your dick hard is equal to or lesser than 2 3/4 inches,
you have a micropenis.
you have a micropenis.
You are, yes, okay.
So, TJ, as someone that actually has a micropenis.
I do not have a micropenis.
Oh, so
based on that measure.
Okay, so you're about 3 inches, right?
Yeah. I'm about 3 inches. So technically,
you just like skate by, dude.
You
Like
scooted
that.
right on the edge.
Woo!
No, erect. I don't fucking mind telling you guys. My erect penis is like 4.5 to 4 3/4 inches, depending on how I measure it.
All
so,
right. Well, that's
you stretch the tape.
Yeah, I mean it's lower than average,
right?
But it's not like half of average or less than half of average. So fuck that.
Right. So you're not you want to clear the air right here at the top of the episode. Avoid the jokes that you know are coming.
Will I deny having a small dick? Will I deny having a laughably small dick? No, I will not. But, however, I do not technically qualify as a micropenis.
Okay.
I demand the standard be changed to include TJ.
I think it seems fair. Now, maybe
that is fair.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know.
So, TJ,
now that we know what it is.
Someone with a near micropenis.
You know what? I want to get an expert and some measurements done. I want a plaster mold.
A plaster mold. Of course you do.
Stick
Paul.
your dick in some plaster, TJ.
So, all right. So now that we know what a micropenis is, let's know about 8 things guys with micropenises want you fucking pieces of shit.
That's not always a micropenis that they're showing there, though.
It is if it's hard.
If that's an erection, but it's pointing down.
Well, maybe his dick points down,
right,
dude. You don't
enough.
know.
All right,
Dicks do all kinds of stuff.
All right, fine.
All right, so here we go. Number 1, still functions normally.
It's normal. It's
the
not big.
vast majority of micropenises function perfectly adequately. Personally, I have no physical trouble with erections, ejaculation, blah, blah, blah. It does all the things a dick is supposed to do. It's just comedically tiny.
Right.
Right. It's difficult to warn women in advance. Why would you even
My
warn
penis is very, very, very
think
small.
about it, though. You kind of have to, don't you?
You should.
Give her a laugh, dude.
Like, look, I'm going to drop my pants, and it's going to be laughable. Let's just do this.
Men with micropenises are in a bit of a catch-22 situation when it comes to telling potential partners about their size. You might feel deceived if you invested time in a man only to find out he has a micropenis at the last minute. But there are reasons why a guy might not bring it. Well, yeah, of course. Many guys with micropenises say that providing a preliminary warning is problematic because women often react badly.
No shit.
Some say that women feel insulted at being warned because it takes for granted that she wanted to have sex in the first place. Others say that women also feel insulted at being warned because it can imply that the guy thinks she's shallow. There's also the risk for guys losing a woman they really like before they've had a chance to see if they have sexual chemistry. There's honestly no good way to tell someone. You know what you got to do?
Just drop your pants.
Yeah, here's what you do.
Anytime you meet a woman, just drop your fucking pants, dude.
Immediately drop your pants and say, look,
That's
no
what I got.
barriers. I want to get right out in front of this. Check it out.
No, here's what you got to do.
Yay or fucking nay. That's it.
You just got to get...
Yay or fucking nay.
You got to get this shirt, dude.
I'll buy that for you, TJ.
Yeah, there you go. You could do that. You could do that if you wanted to never get a girlfriend ever.
Dude, Paul's shirt's there too. Go up, TJ. TJ, go up. Go to the right.
Why so salty?
Why should I wear that though? You guys should get that for me.
So salty?
You guys should wear that around.
It says I have a tiny penis to compensate for huge penises all my amazing friends have. I don't know what the tagline's
Dude,
about.
we should buy TJ this shirt, dude.
They also have ones that just explicitly say that I have a micropenis, dude.
I'll tell you this though, dude.
Just wear the shirt.
Hey, I mean,
let them know.
More power to you if you fucking
let them know, man.
Porn is a fucking porn. Growing up and looking at dongs and porn made me real. I thought I had a micropenis for the longest time. I was so relieved when I found out I had an average size schlong. You know,
because porn definitely gives you the impression.
Yeah, because every dude in
your
porn
dick is supposed to be like a billy club of meat.
Yeah. They've got this cock that they have to deal with. You know what I mean? They've got to I have a special pair of underwear where there's a pouch for my cock. And I'm just that would just hang empty for me. You know what I mean? So I must be a tiny dicked motherfucker, but I'm just an average dicked motherfucker.
Average dick motherfucker.
And porn is just full of the upper end, you know? God damn it.
Please don't lie about how you feel about it. When getting intimate, many guys with a micropenis have experienced well-meaning women telling their penis is normal or even big.
Oh, dude, that'd be the worst.
That's insulting, dude.
Yeah, you got a 2-inch dick. It's it's
so
big.
big. Oh, it's so big, baby. Oh, it's so big and nice. It's yeah, she's going like this. I guess they can't see me. I'm putting two little tiny fingers together and making a jack-off motion like I'm jerking off a cricket for the people who can't see me.
That's mean, TJ.
It is mean.
Jacking off a cricket, TJ. These are human beings.
I mean,
we're not jacking off a
Don't
cricket.
even have.
That's a man, and he has a penis. It is micro.
Yeah.
But it's a penis.
Hey, you know what? They have nothing to complain about. What about all the trans dudes who don't have even any fucking dick, you know?
Yeah, dude. Well, he's saying that men feel like they're being pitied when women are oversizing their cock.
Yeah,
you know?
just you don't got to do that. Just fucking whatever. Body shaming jerks and misogynists by invoking small penis size actually shames all men with micropenis. Who cares? They give a shit. So here's J.K. Rowling. The internet doesn't just offer opportunities for misogynistic abuse, Penis enlargers can be bought discreetly. Ha 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 ha. You don't even have a dick, bitch.
Yeah.
Where's your dick, J.K. Rowling? You ain't got one.
Yeah, what if the asshole has a huge dick? I mean, it's you can get where it's bitch, I don't need one. Just because you're a douchebag doesn't mean you have a small penis.
Penis enlargement procedures are a myth.
Not all of them.
The reality is that nobody has ever safely enlarged the size of their penis to a significant length without drawbacks.
Well, you can do you can cut that tendon, right, and get a couple of extra inches of dick.
There is a thing inside. I don't know if it's a tendon. I think maybe it is.
Something down at the bottom, right?
Yeah, there's something you can cut slightly inside yourself that will give you more length, but it only actually adds to your flaccid length.
Oh.
I've looked into this.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm I have.
I've researched it.
Dude, because, it's always been my dream to have a big fucking dick.
Right.
Oh, and then one to be told,
if you got a small dick, you want a huge dick. So...
TJ, what if they actually came out with the penis enlargement surgery, but it was $50,000?
I'm fucking going to the bank. I don't know.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to fucking figure out a loan situation, dude.
Look, I need $50,000. You can't ask me for the reason why.
I mean, if they could do a face transplant, they could do a cock
There has
and
been
balls
there has been successful dick transplants, yeah.
So you could
The first ever guy Funny story, I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
The first ever guy that got a dick transplant was a Chinese dude. His dick got lost in some sort of accident.
Yeah.
He got a new dick grafted to him from another person that died. And his wife didn't like it, so he had it removed.
And his dick, dude. I remember that story.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, honey, but no, you gotta go. Sorry, this is me now.
Paul's like, this is the real me. See
Get
ya.
down there and suck the dead man's dick or get out.
Peanut, yeah. So, not really. This is true. I've looked it up. You know, I've wanted a bigger dick, so I've looked at the phalloplasty shit.
Phalloplasty. So
That's what
what's
it's
that?
called.
That's
dick.
dick replacement.
It's not dick replacement. It's just dick enlargement.
Oh, okay.
But none of it's really effective, and none of it has very impressive
The
results.
most you can get is 1 or 2 centimeters.
Yeah,
Man,
who
that
cares?
doesn't
It's
seem
not.
worth
That's not
it.
even worth fucking.
Yeah, that
with.
ain't worth.
It was
fucking
1
with.
or 2 inches. Someone might fuck with that, but like 1 or 2 centimeters ain't worth shit.
Dignity costs nothing, but is so precious. One of the most shockingly common issues that men with micropenises report is when women who they have slept with gossip to their friends about the guy's size. When guys find out about this, it robs them of their dignity. Yeah, whatever. Women is gonna whim, dude. Whatever is wrong with you, you just gotta fucking know it's being put out there to all our fucking
Yeah,
friends.
women gonna whim.
Yep, nothing you can do about that. Doesn't matter. You can have the biggest dick and be fucking amazing with it and all that shit, and you can be the world's greatest fucking lover, and there's still be like,
Yeah, we find
motherfucker
something.
can't even put his fucking laundry in the basket. The dumb shit. Got the IQ of a fucking termite or whatever the fuck. So you ain't never winning. Despite points number 1 and 6, some men with micropenises enjoy humiliation of their micropenis as a fetish.
Whoa, dude.
Oh.
They made the best of a bad situation.
I'm not a psychologist, but I personally think it's the brain's way of saying you are going to suffer a lot of mental damage with this, so let's get the good feeling chemicals in action every time it happens. I think it's a coping mechanism, albeit a sexual one, but these guys often feel ashamed afterward. Well, isn't that part of the fun, right? I mean, if you're into humiliation, you want to feel ashamed, so what the fuck does it matter? You know, you want the mistress to be like, you pathetic little dick and all that.
Right.
So, yeah. Sex can still be great. Well, yeah, I mean, you can still fucking come with it. So whatever. Is that it? Oh, yeah, it's 8.
That's it.
So, yeah, that's it.
That's 8.
You guys have
things.
anything to say about the last 2?
No.
No, not really.
I mean, whatever. Yeah, I'm glad
mean-
that they can still fuck with the micro.
All right, so here's women talking about men's micro
Oh,
dicks.
no.
And there's your first micro dick picture of the evening.
Oh my.
Houston, we have a fucking problem. What? It just.
It's
what
just a
is
little
it,
button.
Dude?
It's a little button.
Dude, it's a. Oh, dude, that's unfair, man.
It's a
That
button in the
really-
elevator.
I know that dude's fat and shit too, man, but that's just unfucking fair. That is just cruel. The guy, dude,
Chelsea's looking over TJ's shoulder and she's got this combination of like, I'm about to giggle and empathy for the poor dude that's sporting that little tiny wee wee.
what fucking?
She's like,
I mean,
oh.
I hope, man. I hope karma's not real, because if it fucking was, dude, you must have done something. This must have been fucking Hitler or something, dude. I don't know. What the fuck it
we're
was.
actually going to get to Hitler a little later.
Oh, okay. Well, shit, I didn't know
So
that.
be
All
quiet
right.
about Hitler. Let's not get into Hitler.
All right,
just
I'm
yet.
sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, so here's the first
So
testimony.
these are sexual experiences with.
These are
micropenis.
women testifying about the micro dick.
Okay.
Testify, sister.
I dated a guy with a very small peen for about a year.
Peen.
Peen.
My little peen.
I don't like the term. I don't like the word.
Yeah, I don't like
It
peen
sounds
either.
weird.
My peen.
The first time I saw it, I was surprised, but it didn't faze me much. The first time we had sex was the only time we had actual penetrative sex. For the rest of the time we dated, we engaged in oral sex only. I didn't mind this at all. He was really good at what he did, and besides, the penetrative sex was kind of awkward for us both. We just didn't find a good rhythm, and thus neither of us enjoyed it that much. I think he probably focused on learning the other skills to compensate for his lack of size, but we never discussed that. All in all, it was a really satisfying relationship
Oh, there
for
you
me.
go.
Oh. Okay. Well, check it out.
Yeah.
All right, so here's another
Not
one.
so bad if you had a micropenis.
My encounter happened this year, so of course initial contact was on Tinder. That's a ballsy dude with a micro dick still on Tinder. He's like, well, you know, I thought it odd in the beginning, though it makes sense now, that he wanted us to get to know each other and go on a few dates before sleeping together. But he was also clear about wanting a relationship instead of a random hookup, so I thought he was just being old-fashioned. Is it old-fashioned to have a relationship now? I didn't know that.
I think it kind of is.
Like before fucking? Yeah.
I am a Scorpio and tend to jump right into bed. What the?
Yeah, dude.
I'm a
Scorpios-
Scorpio. We just can't keep
It
myself
used, to
out
just-
of bed.
it used to be called a slut. Just
yeah.
so you know.
No, I'm a Scorpio. That's how it works.
So I found this insistence on waiting frustrating, sweet, romantic, and silly, but it worked. Also, the first time we slept together, he went down on me first, and it was so amazing that when he took his pants off, I honestly didn't care about his micropenis. There was like a second of, how is this going to work? But we had chemistry, and I was so into him, and he was so clearly into me that I figured we'd figure it out. The sex was a little awkward because of his small size. Really, we could only seem to nail it, pun intended, doggy style. But, oh my God, he made up for it in some serious... So basically, here's what I'm getting.
You got to learn to eat pussy.
Yeah, you better
If
learn.
you got a micro dick, better learn to eat that pussy.
better
real
learn
good.
it quick.
That's what it sounds like.
You have to be... If you got a micro dick, you got to be a 10 out of 10 pussy-eating machine. And you'd be all right.
I am the Pussatron 9000.
Yep. Makes sense, though.
Let's see if I want to find one that didn't like it. I was a terrible sorority girl in college. I barely showed up to anything. I decided to go out this one exchange, blah, 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 blah. Skip. We're making out, and he's saying all the right sexy things. We get back to his place, and the clothes come off. At first, I thought he wasn't hard, but then we started to have sex, and I realized the truth. For me, decent sex with someone I have a connection with is way better than mind-blowing sex with a jerk-off. And I'd much rather have a great guy with a small penis than a douchebag with a large one. The sex was okay. I mean, it felt like someone was knocking on the door but not pushing through, you know?
Oh,
Poor
fuck, dude.
Poor guy.
But there are so many other things you could do in each other's bodies to make it good. Problem was, he was definitely insecure about it and couldn't finish. He didn't even want me to touch it to help him. I could only imagine what had happened to him beforehand to make him so nervous about his manhood, which sucked because I definitely wasn't going to be a bitch about it. Oh well.
See, there's
Damn,
a lot of
so
empathy.
So that guy seemed to kind of sabotage himself a little bit.
Right, which will happen.
Like, don't look!
Right.
Don't look at my small dick!
Don't touch it. Don't even look at it. Don't touch it. Don't look at it.
Like, yeah, at a point, dude, it's like, accept your small penis. I mean, it sucks.
Yeah, you
but-
know,
You got a hot chick in there.
Got to
she's
deal
into
with the
it.
Don't
hand
get
you're
laid.
dealt, dude. You know, she's ready and willing, you know?
Yeah, he definitely sabotaged himself.
Some dumb bitch laughed at it before or something, and
Probably.
that was it for him. He's never going to be right.
That's it. We're at the rat.
All right, let's see.
Oh,
What is
shit,
this?
dude, warning.
This is a photo of a penis, but this time it's a really funny instead of gross. All right. Okay, there you go.
Okay, all right.
Penis is drinking a drink.
That doesn't look like a micro penis.
It's just a dick, I guess. It's just a small dick. I once dated a guy for 1.5 years with a micro penis. It was fine. I was young, and I suppose I didn't know that I was in the presence of a true-life micro penis. The sex was okay because he tried really hard and was also really ridiculously hot. So that offset... That's got to kind of suck.
Yeah, if you're like a real super good looking dude, but
Just a real small dick.
yeah,
Then you whip it out, and it's like, that's all there is.
It's like, huh, wow, all right.
man,
Doesn't really go with the
like
rest
one
of it.
puzzle piece is missing here.
One of these things is not like the other.
On the side note, there was another guy in my hometown who was really well known for having a micro penis, but it wasn't really a problem for him because at the same time that he had a micro penis, he also had a reputation for giving really good head. So there's that.
Right, like if he's well known for having a micro penis, that means he's getting laid a lot.
Yeah, because that
Which-
means a lot of people have seen
Right.
micro penis.
So yeah, he was doing just fine for himself. But it does sound like from this BuzzFeed article, which I'm sure ignored any like I laughed myself to
Yeah.
sleep that night and still have trouble looking at small penises. You know, like it's BuzzFeed. They're trying to be inclusive here. I'm sure there are some women that don't have this nice empathetic reaction.
I'm sure you're right. The science behind Hitler's
Science.
possible micro penis.
Oh, damn, dude.
What?
This is on live science. This isn't some fucking just
This is
trash
legit
site.
news, sir. History buffs know that Adolf Hitler had an undescended testicle, but a new review of his medical records suggests Der Fuhrer had other genital problems, including a condition called a micropenis.
Dude, maybe it wasn't art school at all, dude. Maybe it was his micro fucking penis that fucking caused the Third Reich.
Dude, you know what it was? He was in some seedy back alley in a Jewish neighborhood as a kid. And he walked into the wrong area and he saw some big Jewish dong. You know what I mean? some Jewish dude was getting a prostitute or some shit, and he just had this huge dick, and from that day on, he
has to call a penis.
He has a penis that is at least 14 times the size of mine. Nine. Get him out of this country.
Ew, this sounds fucking gross.
What?
In fact, Hitler had a slew of below-the-belt problems, according to the new book, Hitler's Last Day, Minute by Minute, by historian Jonathan Mayo and Emma Craigie. After reading Hitler's medical records, they said they found evidence that Hitler had a condition called penile hypospadias, in which the opening to the urethra is not at the tip of the penis, but either somewhere along the shaft or at its base.
The fuck, dude? So Hitler had a fucking fucked up, deformed dick,
Hitler
dude.
had some weird dick that had like its hole not at the end, but like along the shaft somewhere, or even at the base of the shaft. So like that means you have to piss from the base of your fucking dick.
So, dude, if Hitler had a big old fucking strong German dick, dude, he'd been fine.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have genocided
He had
nobody.
some weak little Austrian fucking fucked up fucking pizzle and didn't fucking work out.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird, man.
Poor Hitler, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that realistically. Damn, poor Hitler having a micro dick, huh?
Well, you know, it makes sense what he did now.
Did you unplug my fucking headphone thing, TJ?
Did I?
I can't hear shit, so I think you did.
I didn't do it.
Jesus
It's all plugged
Christ.
in.
It
Good
was
job,
you.
TJ.
You done it.
Nope.
I ain't touched over there, man. Fuck you. I didn't do it. I ain't done it. Let me see. Keep talking.
I'm talking, TJ.
Yeah, it did come out.
TJ.
It wasn't me. It was you.
It wasn't fucking me. It was you, TJ.
Can anything just please go fucking right on this goddamn podcast?
No.
That'd be
Nah.
wonderful.
No, it's the New Year. It's New Year's curse, dude.
Just let me know that 2019 ain't gonna be no better. So here's another micro dick.
Whoa.
That's a clit, dude. Nah, dude, where?
Nah,
Where?
it's not a micro.
There's the foreskin has just
Where is it?
you can't even see it. It's just fucking buried.
I mean,
It's there.
it's
I
an
see
innie.
it.
enhance.
And I'm sure he does just fine with
Dude,
the
enhance.
ladies,
I can't.
too.
I don't believe it, dude. There's nothing there, dude.
that's as big as I can even make the picture.
What? Where?
Yeah,
It's
the
there.
picture
You
won't
see
get
it
up
there?
there.
There's no way, dude. That's got to be photoshopped or something.
Nope.
I mean,
That's the penis.
it's non-existent.
Little tiny.
It's even smaller than the other one, dude. The
Ain't
other one
even-
had a little head on it. You could see it. This one's just like not even a nub.
I'm
It's
pretty sure that this is about the same size as that one. I think it's just that this one has a foreskin, so it's like just covering it. Pretty sure.
This dude could lose some weight and gain an inch. You know?
Maybe. Here's a dude standing up with a micro dick.
Oh no, dude.
Oh man, that's a shame.
What the fuck? It looks like a eunuch.
Yeah, it looks like somebody took a sword and chopped off his dick.
Chopping off that dead dick, boy. Chopping off that damn dick. Chopping off that damn dick. Jumping off that damn. Jumping
You know
off
what,
that
TJ?
damn
What is
dick.
this song you're singing?
I don't know.
Dude, you should be grateful, dude, because stand like dude. If you stood next to this guy, you're fucking, and you were naked too. You look like a porn star would look to you.
No. My dick isn't soft. Is not even that much bigger than that.
It's gotta beat that, dude. There's no. Look
It
at
beats
fucking
that,
thing.
but not by fucking
Look at
much.
that thing. It's barely fucking there.
Yeah.
It's like
When I mean, look. As I said, when I'm hard, it's like 4.5.
that dude's probably
4
hard right now,
3/4,
dude.
whatever.
That dude's fucking rock hard right now.
He might be hard. If he's hard, then that's a serious micro dick. But what I'm saying is, soft. I ain't that much bigger than that. So like, it definitely when I'm not fucking chubbed up or whatever, it's fucking it looks like a micro dick. You can
Man, this
confuse
is an
it.
uncomfortable fucking episode.
Why are you so uncomfortable, Paul? Why?
Staring at this micro penis, and
What
I
is
just
it?
want it
You
to
can't
go
even-
away. I was wrong about this episode. I don't feel any empathy. I just don't ever want to look at the micro penis again, man. Dude, we're doing
It's like a Cyclops,
favor.
dude. It was going
Do
Cyclops.
we really want to give the uncensored version of this to our fucking patrons and put them through seeing this shit?
Yeah.
Gotta do it, man.
I don't want to look at it anymore. It makes me sad.
And
It
remember,
makes me
you're the one
wanna
who's supposed to
cry.
edit this, Paul. So.
Hello,
I know.
Paul.
I'm gonna have to go back and pull
Paul,
all this
look at
dick
me.
out of this. And
Look
like,
at me, Paul. Do you not love me?
My recommendation is just make a solid screen for this.
Yeah, I'm just
portion.
gonna make something that says like micropenis alert on it. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
and then just
replace
put it up
everything.
over the entire
Yeah.
rest of this episode
That's all.
from that
That's all.
point on.
That's all I can do.
So let me ask you guys a question. If you guys could each get $1 billion,
Look at this.
but you had a micro penis.
Let's
would you
start in
do it?
real close on this one.
TJ, if you could get $1 billion tomorrow, but you had to have a micropenis.
Dude, that looks like the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that the Sarlacc pit?
What is it, dude?
It's the Sarlacc pit.
TJ, if you had to have this penis, TJ, but you got $1 billion,
This is about the ugliest dick I've ever seen. Dun 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 dun
Holy
dun
fuck.
dun.
What is it? What is it, dude? It's like
That looks like That looks like the queen alien laid 2 eggs. That looks like, oh, dude, it does. It looks like the ass end of the queen alien, and those are the eggs and the egg sac there getting
And the
ready to be
eggs
laid.
just pop out.
Fuck me, man. What is that? How much does God hate you to give you a giant pendulous pair of balls?
So TJ,
Yes.
$1 billion. This is your dick. Yes or no?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Really?
Yeah.
For $1 billion? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'd do it for $1 billion. Shit, yeah.
You guys
you
would
could-
take this dick for $1 billion.
Yep.
Easily.
Easy peasy.
Okay.
Lemon squeeze.
Not even a fucking pause.
I don't
for
think I
thought.
could.
Here you go.
Wow, dude. This is not all micropenis, though.
See, some of these are not micro dicks. This is just small dicks, but some of these are definitely micro dicks.
Yeah, that one looks like it's possibly a micro dick.
Oh shit. There's like
Oh shit,
ads
dude.
and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is outright porn.
Wait a minute, there's outright porn on this. There's a chick jerking a dude off with her giant ass cheeks.
You'll have to censor that in both versions. All right.
Yeah, well,
So
I'm
we're
not
not-
doing both.
We're not going to go to that shit, so.
I'll just cut
Yeah,
that out.
that's got to be cut out, dude. There's
I don't
no
know.
way.
Like, what am I gonna do?
That part's
can't-
just got to be cut
Yeah,
entirely.
you can't put that
so.
in on Vimeo.
I guess that's all we got then, so.
Gee, the rest of everything you pulled has blatant porn on it.
How's this blatant porn? You said this is a medical picture of a medical condition. This is not
He meant
pornography.
the other picture.
I meant the chick jerking a dude off with her big.
Well, yeah, that
anime
part
ass.
is going to have to be just cut the fuck out. So what are you going to do?
Snip, snip.
Snippety, snippety, crippity, crippity.
So what do you think? What do you think Hitler actually had the micropenis?
Oh, I buy it. I buy it for sure.
Do you think it played into his psychology at all?
Oh, yeah. I think it's the whole reason he did what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think if he'd born with a big thick hog,
he'd been too busy
sausage?
Yeah, he'd been too busy fucking
Had a big old
plowing
schnitzel.
Aryan dames to even mess with that.
Dude,
You
maybe
Oh, yeah.
we need to go back in
The
time.
whole reason the Holocaust happened was because Hitler's small dick, dude.
Maybe go back in
Wow.
time and tell Hitler, like, look, Hitler, we're gonna do some BuzzFeed articles, and I'll tell you what, dude.
If
you're gonna-
Hitler
you're
had
gonna be
seen
all right.
that BuzzFeed article,
You're gonna be
World
all right,
War
dude.
II might have been averted, dude.
Because wasn't it like eating pussy back then? Like,
It was verboten.
right.
So
So like
Yeah.
he didn't even have the out. He couldn't even like
Yeah.
go down on the muffin and make up.
that's
for his
why I said
shortcomings.
poor fucking Hitler, dude. Poor Hitler.
Yeah, dude.
I feel bad.
Man, I got a lot of empathy for Hitler now.
Poor
little
Hitler.
Shitler.
Poor Shitler, dude.
It's a speech, Hitler.
No wonder his fucking slogan is the outstretched arm,
Oh,
like a big,
like the erect
Erect
penis.
like
schlong.
a big erect schlong dedicated to the fucking sky, dude.
Wow, I understand so much more now.
Yeah. It really puts Hitler into perspective, dude.
Yeah.
He was not a monster. He was a
Well, dude,
victim of the micro.
What about Stalin and Mao? Did they also have fucking little tiny?
Well, Mao for sure. He's Chinese.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Wow. Not all Chinese dudes have small penises, TJ.
Most do.
Did World War III start?
Maybe. I think it'd be a little louder if it did. Anyway, that's our episode on time and micro penises.
Does a micropenis get longer if you're going at the speed of light?
You know, there is a phenomenon when you enter a black hole called spaghettification. So
you could technically like just put your cock close enough to the black
if
hole
you-
to get spaghettified?
Yeah, if you put your cock close enough, it would start to elongate
Whoa.
as it's stretched.
Dude, I
Damn,
didn't even
there
think
you
this was
go.
going to happen, but we just unified these episodes. We brought it full circle.
Yeah.
We found the cure.
I mean, I think the whole time we were planning that
We've
big
got to shoot all the
moment.
micro dicks to the center of the galaxy and let them get their cocks.
Spaghettified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that black hole at the center there? Sagittarius A, they call it. Yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
That's at the center of the Milky Way.
Let's do
The
it.
problem would be they wouldn't be able to escape the black hole, though.
Well, we'll figure that out when we get to it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a big if.
That's another problem for another time. But we're solving the micro dick problem.
Can't we just turn the ship around and bring them back, you know?
I don't know. I mean, they'd be caught in the gravity well by then. They'd just be doomed.
Gravity schmavity.
You're right.
At least I can have a
Amen
big
to
dick
Paul.
for a second, though.
Yeah, at least they got a big dick before they die. So thank you guys for watching. That's our episode. Have a happy new year.